Hello, and we are live. Oh, excuse me. I feel like as soon as I hop on live, my throat gets all weird. Okay, that's better. Hello, everyone. We are live. This is not a scheduled live. It's just kind of a random. I was baking off some of our cookies for this week, and I had some extra dough that I'm just working on baking off now. So I thought I'd hop on live for a bonus live because last week we missed it because it was so crazy with the holiday. I hope that to anyone who celebrates, that you had a great day. If you don't celebrate, I hope you just had a great Thursday. And yeah, so right now I'm working on some. Let me switch my server. I have my cookie dough that I was working with that will be in probably either tomorrow's or Friday's video. I haven't decided which order exactly I'm going to go in. But this is a my chocolate chip cookie base, but it has instead of all chocolate chips and chopped chocolate, it has mini Christmas M&Ms because of course this is fun and cute, as well as peppermint extract. So it's a peppermint chocolate chip cookie. So for one set, I'm doing just regular medium-sized scoops, but for this one, I'm doing larger ones, and we're stuffing them as well. So these ones are extra fun because of that. So of course, with my nice clean hands, we're going to press our dough in here. This is like a totally different time than what I'm used to going on. So, and I also have to get dinner ready, so I won't be able to be on super long. But like I said, I wanted to make sure we got in at least a bonus live. I can't believe how fast time is going by. It is crazy. Let me get my stuff out of the freezer. Okay, so I have these little blobs of ganache that are a peppermint mocha, basically like a peppermint mocha truffle. So I'm using some of those to stuff some bigger cookies. I'm going to smush it on in there. And then we're going to take some dough, just press it around the back to cover it all up. And just make sure everything is nice and sealed. Just like that. And then we're going to top it off with some more M&Ms in just a second. But let's get the rest of our cookies lined up on here. And then I'm going to turn the rest, after this pan, I'll turn the rest into our regular medium-size scoops of just the peppermint chocolate chip cookie dough. It just looks so fun with the M&Ms, don't you think? Listen, I'm a peppermint person, but some people aren't. But let me know what your favorite holiday flavor is. I definitely like a few different holiday flavors, but arguably peppermint is one of my top favorite. Peppermint and chocolate specifically. And the darker the chocolate, the better. Once again, I'm stuffing these like really tight. I'm gonna give it a little like roll just to make sure all of our ganache is nice and sealed. Pop it on our tray. I got 4 more to go because there's, for this large tray, about 6 cookies fit nicely because they do spread for sure. Like I said, anybody just joining, we're doing, this week is Christmas cookie week, and I decided to hop on live while I'm baking off the rest of our cookie dough for one of our cookies that will be featured in either tomorrow's or Friday's video. Okay, so grab a little bit of dough to seal up the back here. Hello from New Jersey. Hello, thank you so much for joining. Hello from California. Hope everybody's having a really great day and a good week. I can't believe we're into the first week of December. We're already halfway through this week. It feels like time is just going by at lightning speed this time of year. So, hello, thank you for joining. Working on baking off some of our extra cookie dough. decided to hop on live before I start dinner and stop working on cookies for a bit. How's everybody's week going? Do you have any fun holiday plans coming up? Stuffing it with a little bit of this peppermint mocha truffle mixture. Sealing up the back with a little bit more dough. How much do the cookies weigh? That's a great question, actually. I have not actually taken the time to weigh these. Maybe I should grab a scale and see. Let me shape the rest of these, and then I'm very curious. So I'll grab the scale and I can see. Hello, thank you for joining. So kind of press it in there and then just make a little ditch with my thumb. And then we have a spot to add our peppermint mocha ganache. This is like so different from my usual time, but what do you guys think? Are you into like lives earlier in the day or like more later in the day? Or just kind of varies depending on what you're able to watch. Okay, got one more, and then we're done with our stuffed ones. Because like I said, I'll use the rest of the dough to make our just small non-stuffed ones. Hello, thank you for joining. Hope everybody's having a great day. And a good week, good holiday season, all that good stuff. This is Christmas Cookie Week, so make sure to check out the shorts videos for some fun Christmas cookie ideas. Every day is a shorts video featuring a different thing, and then next week will be a different theme for the week for our holiday series. Chocolate chip cookies, yes, but these are not just chocolate chip cookies. They have some peppermint emulsion, which is basically like a type of, kind of similar to extract, just a little bit different. But they are peppermint chocolate chip cookies with little Christmas mini M&Ms in them. Okay, so let me wash my hands. Okay, so I'm gonna pop my ganache back in the freezer. Actually, I'll put it in the fridge because I'm just gonna turn the rest of these. I'm gonna roll them into little balls and turn them into just regular truffles with the remaining. Okay, maybe we could do that for live on Friday. We could turn the rest of them into just full truffles for some little holiday boxes or something. All right, let me grab out the scale. And just like a random bowl. Okay. So one of our cookies weighs about 79 grams, which is just about 2.79 ounces. Let's see what the difference is with another one. Should be hopefully pretty similar to 2.61. So it's not, I don't weigh them out exactly, which if you like did these for, you know, a cookie business or something, you would definitely weigh them to have more consistent, but I'm just shaping them with the cookie scoop. So they're about that size. And then I'll put this here if we want to do our medium sized ones. I'll just set this over here. And we can get this one in the oven baking. Make sure they're all in their spots. Because nothing, I've had cookies bake off of the sheet tray before. I do not want to do that again. Okay, so for the large ones, I usually do at 350 350, but I have to turn my oven up to 375 because it's running a little bit weird with the temperature. We have hopefully someone coming to fix that. And for the large ones, about like 15-ish minutes. Just want to make sure it's completely cooked all the way through. Besides that, some medium-sized ones usually get 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about like 12 to 13 minutes. But you can also temp your cookies. I didn't know about that until I took a class. And you can temp your cookies to make sure that they're cooked all the way through to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you know that you can stop and you don't have to keep cooking. So that'll ensure that you get a softer baked cookie as well. Okay, so let's get, I have another container of dough. I didn't have room for everything in one container. I'm just gonna combine these. Okay, we're turning the rest of these into our medium-sized scoops. So just medium-size cookie scoop here. I've always been kind of curious. I need to do an actual measurement of how much this is exactly. I've always just referred to it as the different sizings on the box. Make sure it's nice and tucked in there. And because I'm using these really nice large baking sheets for our cookies, I can fit, how many can I fit on here? 14. 14 cookies can fit on here. Because they do spread a little bit, and then we want to do our little swirl technique at the end when they're done baking. So you need room for our little cookie cutter to swirl around it. Anybody bake anything fun this holiday season? Like, this is the time of year where I want to make cookies the most. Probably from seeing my mom and kind of helping her a little bit when I was growing up. And even in recent years, you know, helping her with her cookies and everything. It's definitely a big source of the baking inspiration of how I got started baking. My job was always to sprinkle her sugar cookies, the like lemon sugar cookies that she would make. We're not going to get a full tray out of this one, but I just wanted to do a mix. I had the idea for both, and I was like, I'll just take half of each batch, or half of the batch and turn it into each. Stuffed ones for our peppermint mocha edition, which are also the gigantic ones. I used a small cookie scoop for the ganache. I made the ganache earlier, I let it set, and then I scooped it out on a tray, lined with parchment paper, and then popped it in the freezer so it could be a little bit more solid when putting it into the cookie. Oh, I forgot to put the bonus M&Ms on top of the other ones. Dang it. Totally spaced on that. That's okay though. I can either add them after they come out, or I'll just use them for a different project. But I like to put extra like M&Ms and or chocolate on top so that it looks a little bit prettier. You know, you have the dough kind of like mixed around everything, and then you have your toppers will add a little extra touch. Santa's gonna love those cookies. Oh, thank you. Oh, they're perfect for Santa. We don't have quite enough for this one. Yeah, I'll just bake a little remnant cookie. It'll be a little bit crispy, that's okay. A little itty bitty. Okay. also gonna wash my cookie scoop really quick so that I can get another cookie dough set up. And these are both sneak peeks for the week of cookie stuff because I have not posted either of these yet. So they're seeing them ahead of time before our shorts video is up. Alrighty, before we hop on to our next cookie that we're going to scoop out, we're going to pop some of our extra mini M&Ms on top. So I just have a little bowl here. These were in the freezer, so they got like a little bit funny when they got to room temperature, but it's okay. It'll still add a nice finishing touch to our cookies, and I just add like 3 to 5 on top. Usually you're better doing an odd number. And anybody just joining, let me know what your favorite holiday flavor is in the chat. I'm very curious. Do you like cranberry and orange? Do you like peppermint? Or, I mean, caramel's any time of year, but salted caramel and chocolate are super popular for fall and the holidays. Well, let me know. I think it depends on my mood. I definitely have always been a peppermint person, but as I've gotten older, I definitely have different moods of, I really want caramel right now or something like that. So I've expanded past just peppermint. I just give like just a little light press on top, just so we can add basically a little extra decoration to go with our cookies. Okay, I'll toss some of the little itty bitty one too. Put some extras on that one. Okay, so we're ready to go. We're just waiting for our other set to finish in the oven. And in the meantime, we can get our other tray set for our other cookie dough, which is actually going to be posted today. And it's one that I'm really excited about because I just randomly tried this idea that I had and it turned out even better than I hoped it would. I'll give you a little sneak peek of some of the cookies. I just took pictures of them before the light went away. So here's our medium-sized ones, nice soft baked. And here is our larger ones that are stuffed. And here's a little, I ripped it open on for camera, but you can see that nice ganache filling on the inside. Wash my hands again for like the 100th time in the last hour. But if you do a lot of baking, you know that like you're just constantly washing your hands all the time. Absolutely love the chocolate chip filled with Nutella and dulce de leche. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Anyways, yeah, stuffed cookies are always it's just a little extra surprise that is always so tasty, especially if it's like a Nutella, a caramel, a ganache, anything like that. So good. Okay, so we're still waiting for that one. Let's get our other trays out. Parchment paper. Grab our medium scoop. Look, gotta dry it first. And I also really love, which is the inspiration for this cookie we're about to scoop, doing a like cinnamon and caramel just feels very holiday to me. I don't know about anybody else, but it just, I don't know, it's like caramel could be any time of year and cinnamon can be any time of year, but just when paired together, there's something holiday to me about it. But I had this idea for so you freeze the ganache. Yeah, when I do a stuffed cookie, I personally like to try to freeze the filling beforehand. So that's why I scoop them out on the tray and I put parchment paper down and everything, and it'll just help to like if I do like a Nutella stuffed cookie, I do the same thing. I do like a little scoop of Nutella and freeze it so that it has a chance of not making the cookies spread as much. It'll like stay like a little bit solid for a little bit longer before it kind of starts to melt down a little bit. So it turns out better with stuffing the cookie in my experience personally. So that's why I like to do it, whether it's Nutella, if it's ganache, if it's I actually haven't tried Dulce de leche yet, but I really want to. Peanut butter, anything like that. So I always try and like kind of scoop it out in little kind of about even blobs and then freeze it. Okay, so this cookie dough I am very excited about. This is a cinnamon and caramel cookie dough, and all these little caramely bits you see are actually hard caramel pieces. So I caramelized a cup of granulated sugar and then popped it onto a tray and then put it into broke it into pieces and popped in the food processor and then mixed it into our cookie dough. So it's caramel and then it has cinnamon mixed in here as well. So such a good flavor. And it turned out even better than I expected. Honestly, this is the second batch I'm making because I was so excited about it. What is the ratio of chocolate and cream you do? Okay, good question. So for ganache, for a filling or for like a truffle, I like to do a 2-to-1 ratio. So 2 parts chocolate to 1 part cream is what I personally prefer. All right, so I have a medium scoop. This one I can't fit as many on because it spreads a lot more than the other one. So I'm just going to, I think I did 12 to get them to not be too close to each other. Oop, gotta check that and wash my hand. Okay, check on that. You need like another minute. Like I said, our oven's been kind of finicky lately, so we have someone hopefully coming tomorrow to check that out because this is the worst time for the oven to start having issues. So we're gonna get that fixed ASAP. Okay, and as soon as those come out, then we are going to give them a little swirl. So that's why I'm moving our other, oops, almost not the camera. That's why I'm moving our other one out of the way and then we can finish scooping our other ones. While the second set of the medium-sized ones will go into the oven. Okay, so I put them on for like another minute. Like I said, the temperature and timing has been a little bit finicky with doing these cookies. So, but just based on experience of making some of them beforehand, I know the proper timing that they should be. But yeah, a few more seconds and it should be ready to come out. Okay, I need one more minute. Or like just a hair more brown earlier, so. And like I say, you can also temp them as well. But because I just made these today, I know about the amount of time that they need to take. But let's see, what kind of cookies do you guys prefer to either eat and or make during the holidays? I'm curious if you prefer like a sugar cookie or like a decorated sugar cookie, or do you prefer a classic chocolate chip? Eating wise, I always prefer a chocolate chip, just like a nice, gooey soft baked cookie. But I don't know, I haven't done. I posted a video last year about doing decorated cookies for Christmas, and that's like the first time in years that I've tried doing that. But because I watch like so many videos and follow so many creators that do a lot of cookies, I feel like that helped my skills a bit. But definitely, when it comes to cookies, it just kind of depends on my mood, honestly. But I really do tend to prefer like a nice, just soft chocolate chip cookie. Okay, come on. Yeah, I can see just like a little bit of light burning on the side, so we should be good. Like I said, it's cannot wait for that issue to get resolved. And then, oops, it's a little bit out of camera view. Scooch you over a little bit that way. There you go. All right, and then I'm going to take a big cookie cutter and just do a nice little swirl while it's still hot. Like as soon as it comes out of the oven is when you want to do this part. Careful with the parchment paper. And this will help make them a little bit more even on the sides, a little more even, like a nice circle. If there's any kind of parts that are sticking out, you can kind of shape them. So you can reshape them a little bit while they're still hot, and it'll make them look a little bit more round, a little more even. Just a little extra touch to make your cookies look even better. Okay. There we go. Now we can add our other cookies into this oven. I was gonna say stove. And we're gonna let those go for, I'm gonna do 12 minutes. Usually do 13, but like I said, with the whole oven thing. Wow, thank you. I know, that looks so good. Like these ones turned out even better than I was hoping they would, stuffed with the ganache. So I'm gonna pop this on my cooling rack over here, carefully as to not burn myself. Okay. We're good. How festive. Oh, thank you so much. And thanks for joining. Anybody just joining, we just scooped out our peppermint chocolate chip with mini Christmas M&Ms. I feel like I need to come up with a name for them to make it not so long. But that's what we just scooped out, and we're baking them right now. And we're currently working on scooping out one of my new absolute favorites, to the point where this is a second batch. This is not even for the video that I'll be putting out today. This is just because I wanted to make more of them because people seem to be so excited. These are caramel and cinnamon cookies. So it's basically like a chocolate chip cookie dough base. But instead of adding chocolate or anything like that, I added caramelized sugar and or caramel, like, yeah, hard caramel pieces and cinnamon. Oh gosh, wow. Oh, thank you. I'm also asking people to pop into the chat with their favorite cookies to either make or bake or both. Or no, make or eat, I should say. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear, my dog is obnoxiously snoring from the next room. She acts like she's been the one baking all day. I feel like I need to bake now that it's cold outside. I know, right? It's like finally it feels like during the summer, I always have this feeling of like I want to bake so bad, but I do not want to turn on the oven at all. So finally, when it gets cold like this, I am like, take advantage now. Just go for anything that I've been wanting to bake. So especially during this season is when I get really into cookies. So that's definitely was at the forefront for me as soon as it got cold. But I also like bread. I feel like that's another perfect one too. My dog snores too loud and she turns 18 on Saturday. Oh, happy early birthday to your dog. What kind of dog do you have? I hate baking in July and August. Oh my gosh, I know, right? It's the worst. It's especially I have competed 2 years now, this year and last year, in the California State Fair baking competitions, and we make everything at home, and then we just bring all like the final products to there. And luckily this year it wasn't too bad. Last year I had to bake my items so that they were as fresh as possible on the hottest day of that week, and it was like one of the top hottest days of the month of July. And I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" The time where I need to do all of this baking. So I definitely feel you there. It's gosh, I always have so many projects. I'm like, don't do anything with the oven. That's why, especially with lives, I do a lot of no bake stuff during the summer because just the oven is not going on. So I'll not turn on the oven in the summertime. LOL, thank you. She's a Jack Russell and Schwab mix. Oh, so cute. I've had her since spring 2008. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I love that. I've had Lily since oh my gosh, 20 December of 2016 actually. They had like a puppy adoption event, like a foster puppy adoption event. And I was somehow able to get in because they had like be on the list, and I guess I contacted them at the right time. And it was like December 10th, and I just randomly went to go see if there was a dog because I've always wanted a dog, and she just didn't want to let me go. My sister also got a puppy too. And 2 weeks later, they dropped them off on Christmas Eve, and that's how we got our pups at the same time. So we got my girl and then niece pup Penny. I just can't believe they're 9 years old already. It's just so crazy. Level that one a little bit more. One more. I have sourdough starter, and the only thing I'll make is stovetop English muffins. Ooh, those sound so good. I actually still haven't made English muffins yet. Those sound really good. I think my sister would freak because she loves English muffins if I made some. Oh, it was Destiny. It definitely felt like it for sure. Like they both match our personalities, so we're like just saying that like we weren't even gonna come home for sure with a puppy, let alone two puppies. But it just worked out perfectly. And they're also besties, so it's like it's a really cute situation. Make sure they're nice and even. These do spread a lot for sure, so that's why I'm like really, really spreading these ones out. Okay. Time flies. It really does. Oh my gosh, it's I keep mentioning on lives lately, but I can't believe it's another week that's passed by, and it just is like I feel like as soon as it hits September, but especially October, it's like time goes by 3 times as fast. It's my favorite time of year, but it goes by the fastest, and it's just unfortunate. Oh my gosh, Lily's being so obnoxious. I can't stop laughing at her. You're so precise with your scoops. I'm not as pro. You must be a Virgo, JK. I'm actually not. I'm an Aries, and I don't know how that would affect things, but maybe that's like my perfectionist side coming in. I've always been the rescue type. Oh, I love that. I had always wanted a dog since I was little, but they had a dog when I was like super duper young, that passed away, and I don't really remember him. And then I had wanted one forever, and then finally in college, I was like, I want a dog. So I got one right before my last semester of college. Totally do not recommend that because of the stress, but like I said, it was perfect timing. All your dogs were rescues. Oh, I love that so much. I remember thinking like, oh, I just wish like I was looking at different shelters, and then I happened to see a shelter doing the foster puppy adoption day, and I was like, it's meant to be. What did you study? I studied chemistry. My concentration was in forensics, and I also got a minor in music because I had to balance out the chem classes because I felt like I was going a little bit crazy with how intense everything was with the upper chem labs and everything. That definitely is where like the baking side comes in for sure. It'd be really cool to go back and study like food science a little bit more, but I mean that's awesome. Oh, thank you so much. Your left and right brain. Yeah, definitely. I feel like I've always had like kind of the combo of the two. Like I love the kind of creating and measurement, like preciseness of baking, but I also love the decorating side too, and like the creative side, if you will. So excited for more of these cookies. Like I said, these were just like a oh let's see if they'll turn out, and they totally did. I was a music major. Oh, that's so cool. People think it's a joke, but music was intense, just like any. Oh my gosh, no! Like I said, I did a music minor. I was around music majors for some of those classes, and you guys had crazy schedules. So my hats off to you. Like so much practicing and all the everything with it. Hi, there's another batch of the caramel ones. Yes, we're just baking off all this cookie dough that I have. And if anybody was not here when I mentioned it, this week is Christmas Cookie Week for our Shorts video series. So make sure to check that out. And we're just baking off some of the excess ones. You guys are seeing like a sneak peek of the cookies that have not been posted yet. Freaking music theory, yes, all those hours of practice. Yeah, oh my gosh. Do you play an instrument? I remember always like doing the practice rooms and stuff because of some of the classes that I had to that I was doing. I went to the practice rooms to like do songs or something, but I remember seeing so many people just up there for hours and hours. It's really nice pliable dough. Yeah, it definitely is. It does spread, like I said, a ton in the oven. So that's why I'm making sure to give it a lot of space on this cookie sheet. But you'll see when we do our swirl method, it'll kind of condense them down to a more regular size cookie. But I feel like I could try and figure out a way that what this one would be maybe a little bit. I wanted to figure out like a chocolate chip cookie that kind of keeps its shape a little bit more, almost like you know, like a roll out sugar cookie, but like a chocolate chip cookie version, maybe kind of like a hybrid. Can I make it? Ooh, 30 seconds. One more skip, one more skip. And then I will catch up in the chat. I have 5 seconds. I'm not gonna make it. But I think I need to add an extra minute, so I might be good. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, these ones needed a little bit more time, so I'm gonna put 2 more minutes on. So I also did a minute under. And then we can make sure we spread these out. looks pretty. Okay, I was a voice major. Oh, that's so cool. I pluck at the piano and sometimes guitar, but not so much nowadays. I definitely get that. That's really awesome though. I definitely have like kind of plunk at the piano too. And I definitely wanted to start learning guitar, especially because my dad's been playing guitar since he was like, I don't know, like 11 or 10 years old, something like that. It's always been my intention, but it just feels like life has just gotten so busy. But yeah, I also actually like for a minor, we didn't choose a specific thing, but I do sing a little bit. But I have always wanted to play an instrument, so I just have not had the opportunity to fully learn one. So, but I definitely admire that for sure. Where can I put you? Running out of space with all the stuff I have going on. Can I bounce? Yes. Okay. Our stuff will be coming out soon anyway, so we'll be able to do that. 20 seconds left. So yes, we're gonna give these a little swirl, and then we can pop our caramel cookies in there. This is not gonna be like super duper long live, although far I've been on for 40 minutes. Pretty cool. But I will have another live, I believe, on Friday. That's our usual day, but it won't be at the usual time because I have something going on in the morning. So I'm thinking probably like 1 or 2 p.m. Pacific time on Friday for another live. Do. Okay, because these have been a little bit finicky, I'm going to temp one of them. Let's see, which one is the less pretty one? This one. I just wanted to get it to 165, and that'll tell us that it's like fully baked through, so we don't have to be worried about any undercooked egg or anything like that. I'm temping it, like I said, just to double check that it's good to go. Okay, no, there we go. Come on, you can do it. Beautiful. Okay. Nice, yes, don't let me hold you up. Oh no, you're totally good. I feel like I'm hijacking the chat. No, I really appreciate when I have, even if it's just one person or however many people in the chat talking to me. It's so much more fun than I'm just talking to myself. So I really appreciate you talking in the chat. It was great hanging out. Yeah, definitely. We'll be on for a little bit longer, but I definitely wanted to mention that before I forget. If anybody wants to join on Friday as well. I'll give you a swirl. A little bit smaller cookie cutters, we can kind of fit between our cookies. Okay, that looks pretty good. And we can add our caramel cookies, our first set to the oven. So we're going in with these ones, same temperature, but with these ones, oops. These cooked faster the other day. Like I said, my oven is having some issues, so I'm going to start with 8 minutes and then we're going to check on it because usually cookies that size will be about, like I said, about 13 minutes on average for when I make them. But lovely timing for our oven to want to do stuff. Macy, OMG, those are perfect. Thank you so much. They look delicious. Oh, thank you. I learned something new. Yay! Did you learn was it the cookie cutter swirling around that part? Let me know because I'm curious. Let's see, what else can we do? Oh, we can skip some more dough while we chat a little bit longer. Sometimes I'll just grab a plate out and it's like a super old school plate, but and we can scoop some more dough. Sometimes I also like to use like a butter knife to kind of like press it down and scrape off the excess. So you can do that way too. Yes, the swirling cookie cutter tip. Yes, for sure. Get more, well, it's fresh, like super fresh right out of the oven and it's warm and pliable. That's when you want to swirl it. So it'll make it more circular, a little bit more even. Can kind of clean up any, like sometimes there's a cookie that decides to have like a random little like pop out the side or something. So you can kind of like reshape it and make it look well, like all pretty and everything. Do you refrigerate your dough and make cookie dough ahead of time? Yes, I do. I definitely, for especially chocolate chip cookies, I should say it depends on the cookie because if it's like I shared a brownie cookie on Monday, and with that one, the brownie cookie, it's easiest to work with as soon as it's made because as the dough cools, then it'll be harder to scoop. It'll not act the same. So you want to make that one immediately. And then like I made some sugar cookies that I'll be posting, like I said, either tomorrow or Friday, whichever one I don't post the peppermint one on. That one, sugar cookies, they recommend, I just use Wilton's recipe because I don't make sugar cookies very much. But they recommend not to chill the dough and you use it right away. So there are some recipes that specify that, but for any kind of chocolate chip cookie based recipe, absolutely chill the dough. It'll allow the, if I remember correctly, and one of the things that I would love to learn more about, like I said, the food science of things, but your like dry ingredients will be able to like hydrate a little bit better, like more consistently, and it won't spread as much. It'll actually help it be a little bit more of a thicker, soft baked cookie instead of spreading and getting a little bit more crispy. So it can definitely affect how your cookie turns out. You could for sure bake it right away. I just definitely for chocolate chip cookie style cookies, I definitely prefer chilling. Like that was a very long way of answering that, but I hope that made sense. Just getting our little dough balls ready so I can just pop them right on the tray. So you can see all those little caramel bits in there. Like I said, that video is getting posted today. I decided to add a little extra cinnamon to this one because I was curious to see what a little more cinnamon would be like. I think that's the only difference with this one. No worries. Thank you. Of course. Thank you. I want you guys to at least see that first batch of caramel cookies before we hop off the live for today. But I think that's the update so far. Like I said, I'm trying to do our usual lives. Just this season has some different stuff coming up. So that's why I'll have to switch like our live time on Friday. I'm doing today as a bonus because last week was obviously the holiday. And I was dead tired the next day. So yes, I will try to update on our community tab, but if not, then I might just pop on randomly like this. I have another little extra container. Oh, let's drop that. And I have this little extra container. They definitely do, from what I've seen with this particular dough, turn out more consistently if you chill them, but then use them within like the next day. If you leave it a couple extra days, then at least for my results, like I said, it could be my oven, but they turned out like some of them turned out really, really soft baked for the same, or actually baking them more time, and other ones got really crisp really quickly. So definitely prefer baking these within about a day of making the dough. So I made this dough late last night. How are we doing? Okay, we only have like a minute and a half left. Not too bad. Oh, didn't mean to do that. That's okay. Oops. The knife is too heavy for this container. Because I keep wiping out my container or my counter, and we're good on using that. Okay. Oops. Yep. It's all good though. We're almost done scooping. I'll learn my lesson and not with that knife right there. Okay, I think I can get like one more cookie out of this, and that should be, oh no, not quite perfect timing because our tray, we gotta check on the time. Oops, little piece of dough. Set you over here. Okay, let's see if these are done. Okay, no, they need more time for sure. Okay. So these ones usually I like to do like more of a soft baked, like bake them as like little as possible to get them fully baked, but not, not be crispy. But for these ones, they actually are really, really good when they have that light crisp on them. So I'm trying to find the right balance of baking while my oven's having its lovely issues. So we'll see how that goes, but we'll just have our little remnant ball of dough. Put this set too. Okay, we're done scooping our dough. And like I said, I'll top off the live after we're done, at least with that first batch of our caramel ones. Definitely the worst part of baking is doing all the dishes afterward. But you have delicious things you get out of it, so it's all good. Okay. Let's see, we're waiting for those ones, but we can check on. These ones have been cooling for a little while, so should be good to pick up. Yep. I feel like they're like a little bit crispy on the sides, but they're nice and soft in the centers. So these are like our nice big ones. I did forget, like I said, to put the M&Ms on top, but I mean, they still look really good either way. So nice, big, soft baked ones. And I'll be able to pop those in our storage container in a little bit. let them cool for a little bit longer just so that chocolate doesn't get too melty everywhere in the container. Let me, these mini M&Ms that I'll use for another baking project. Okay, yeah, they're definitely spreading out more. They seem to be doing the thing where they're doing the soft bake version of them a little bit more right now. So I'm kind of curious because I do like it when they get a little bit, like I said, a little bit crispier, a little bit darker. So we'll have to see how that one goes. I don't know if I saw anybody pop in the chat. Did what kind of cookies do you guys prefer to make for the holidays? Or eat? Me too, yeah. I usually prefer the soft bake, but there's just something special with these caramel ones about having that little bit of crispness. It's just so good. I forgot to wear out our other cookies, the smaller ones. Oh, I'm sure I'll be making those again. Okay, got about a minute left before we check on our cookies again. These ones might need a little bit more time. I think for these ones, let me get out of here. So I can get about 3.5 dozen out of the caramel cinnamon cookies. I usually make snickerdoodle. Ooh, I love a good snickerdoodle. Oh, wait, chocolate chip and double chocolates. Those both sound amazing. Snickerdoodle and chunky chocolate chip. I love that. I have cranberries I need to use up. I'm trying to look for some recipes on Pinterest. Oh, I love that. High five. I know you both like doing the chocolate chip. I really like, I've actually made cranberry, like homemade cranberry sauce, basically cranberry jelly. And I've actually used that to stuff a cookie before. It's a little tricky, but I've also made cookie bars with that as the stuffing, and it's turned out really well. Okay, these are like super soft baked. I'm gonna cook them for a little bit longer. Let's do 2 minutes at a time. The sugar cookies I make are decorated. Oh, I love that. Do you have like certain shapes that you prefer over others? Because I did them last year for the first time in years. Um, and there were definitely some shapes that were trickier, I feel like, than other ones. My sister and I kept it pretty simple, but yeah, we had a lot of fun with them. But it was kind of interesting that they're not the super professional pretty ones that you see online. I have dry cranberries and fresh ones, so maybe I'll end up making scones or muffins. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that'd be really good. Especially, I don't know. I've always loved like cranberries with dark chocolate or something like that. That's always a really great combo. I bet they're pretty, Flora. I know. I wish I could see. Like, I wish there was a way to add pictures in the chat because that would be so cool to see them. I don't think they have that feature yet, unfortunately, but that would be really cool. Okay. Let's see our cookies. Ooh, our cookies will be almost done with our live in about an hour, so that's pretty much our average. For our lives. Snowman and ugly sweaters are my favorite. Oh, I love that. The ugly sweaters must be so fun to like do different designs and everything. Actually, fun fact, won an ugly sweater contest in an ugly Christmas sweater contest in high school because I told my sister that I was like, oh, I need to like figure out an ugly sweater or something like that. And so we went to Dollar Tree and she like took one of my sweaters and like added decorations to it. And that was like okay under the rules. So I ended up winning like the student version. I just remembered why I bought the cranberries. Oh, I was going to make cranberry walnut sourdough bread. Ooh, nice! That sounds so good. Cookies, especially how mine turned out. Yes, Easter. Oh, nice. Let's see. Okay, let me show you guys how they're looking right now. So they're way more puffy. They did not bake like this the other day, so that's why I'm talking about my oven inconsistencies right now. But I think I want to bake them for again. Usually I would not bake a chocolate chip cookie based cookie longer, but I'm definitely going to with these. I'm gonna try 2 more minutes and see what we got. Yeah, Cece, that's my sister. She likes to pop in the chat sometimes. I love the cranberry walnut oatmeal cookies. Oh yeah, for sure. That's my mom likes to make one that's like that. I don't remember how like where she got the recipe from, but it's a cranberry white chocolate pecan oatmeal cookie. And she ever since she tried that for the first time, she's been making that consistently. Oh haha, okay. Yeah, that's my sister. Let's see. That sounds amazing. It is definitely. It's like especially when they're like the super soft, fresh baked versions is my favorite. It's just like a nice mix. Like usually I like my I guess I'm a more of a chocolate chip cookie purist, if you will. Like I tend to prefer them like more plain, not so much with like nuts or anything like that, but certain cookies they just like the combination of stuff that you add to them is like it really does work. And that's one of those ones that I really like where it has there's like the nut, the flavor plus the little texture and then the cranberries, of course. I'm not big on white chocolate, but it really does balance everything well with that cookie. So it just all works well. Let's see. Okay, we got 10 more seconds. We'll see if the cookies are done. Cannot wait for this oven to be fixed. It's been super fun baking for Christmas cookie week with this. Still like soft. Last week, literally, they spread out even more and they were flat. So they are just not behaving the same. um, yeah, I think I want them to have more of that crisp. So I think I need to stick them in there for a little bit longer. I guess I should have waited until after the oven person comes tomorrow, but I was too excited. Do you like crunchy chocolate chip cookies or more of the gooey kind, like in the mall? I prefer I prefer gooey overall, but there's like certain ones, like what is that? My sister bought some because I go and like take care of my niece a couple days a week over at her house, and so I get some of their snacks. And they found I think it's Tate's. Sister, is that true? Is it Tate's, the chocolate chip cookie brand, where it's like they're specifically like a thin and very, very crispy chocolate chip cookie. And I always prefer soft baked, like, preferably homemade, but Tate's, oh yeah, Tate's, yes. Um, yeah, they, if I'm in the mood for it, then like a crunchy chocolate chip cookie. But overall, yeah, I would say the soft baked for sure. How about you? Yes, Tate's is amazing. I know that was definitely one of the better treats, says your employee. um, yeah, what about you guys? Do you prefer the soft baked or I discover those at Ross department stores of all places? Oh, that's so funny. I would not have expected that from, well, I guess that makes sense because they do have a little bit of food stuff. That's really interesting though. Yeah, this was a Costco find, unsurprisingly. See, I think as soon as those come out, oh, I need to wash my cookie cutter really quick. I'm gonna see if after this next set I can give them a little swirl and just kind of see how they behave. Like crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside. Ooh, that is like the perfect combination for sure. All right, smelling a little bit more caramelized like I want. Let's see. Oop. See what happens when I give them a little swirl with the cookie cutter. And they do deflate a little bit too as they cool. I honestly think I'm gonna bake them for a couple more minutes, just because, like I said, I want that little bit of a crunch to them. But it's just so funny because I was able to get it for like almost half the amount of time. Get that right texture last week. I decided to hold it on. Okay. Try 2 more minutes and then we can see. Okay. Costco had white chocolate chip and strawberry Tate's cookies this past Valentine's Day. Ooh, that sounds good. It was $8.99 for 6 sleeves. That sounds like a great price. It is hard to beat some of those Costco finds. It's like one of the best parts about going to my sister's house is that I get to try their snacks. So I can taste something from Costco that might have looked good. And I was like, oh no, I don't want to get the whole thing. It's too big of a container. And then they have it for me. I'm also gonna start to slowly put the cookies away. They've had plenty of time to cool for a bit. So let me show you. So you can see the difference. Like it just looks a little bit better with having some extra M&Ms on top, but they still turn out super good. And 14 seconds. Ah! Get out of the way. Okay, what do we think? Well, then have that. Ooh, this one feels a little bit better back. All right, 2 more minutes, then I'm gonna call it done, and then I'll do another batch after we get off live. Catch up in the chat. Yes, next. Are those the peppermint ones? You said yes. So I did. Instead of just doing 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract like I usually do for my chocolate chip cookies, I did 1 teaspoon vanilla extract and 2 teaspoons of peppermint emulsion or peppermint extract, either one, whichever one you have. I just got this one in from Loran that I bought like a month ago, but I finally opened it to try it today. I'm doing cookie stuff like constantly for what feels like the past 24 hours. So it'll be nice to have a cookie break after today. I do want to put together a little cookie box. I think that would be really cute because I don't ever have enough variety of cookies at one time, and I finally do right now. So I think putting together a little cookie box with like some no bake stuff too that I made last week would be super fun. Got all of our lovely peppermint ones packed up. Again, I'm running out of space with all of the things I've been doing. Let's put you down here. Over there. Oh, I can show you what some of them look like. Oops. Stacking things up too tall. I can show you what some of the caramel ones look like. Okay, so these were one of like those super crispy batches. And then this was more of one of the, this was some of the softer, like you can tell how still soft and gooey that is. And then these were my favorite versions where it's still like, it's not completely crispy, but it's very like nice and chewy, has a good caramelization to everything. These were my favorite versions. So this is what I'm trying to achieve right now. So that's what we're testing out together, if you will. Let's see how that one's doing. Okay, I think I'm gonna call this done. We're gonna let them cool and then we'll see how the texture turns out. So I'm gonna pop these ones in the oven. Okay, I'll catch up in the chat in just a sec. And I will swirl, but like I said, they should deflate a bit when they cool. It's not like lovely caramel though, and it gets a little bit, it gets like hard again as it sets. All right, so we shall see how these ones turn out. Ugh, drop the cookie cutter. All right, let's catch up in the chats, and then we'll be hopping off because I also have to start dinner. That time went by so quick, but I'm happy that you guys were able to hop on with me to check out our cookie baking. Let's see what we have going on here. OMJ, I want 6 with a glass of milk. Have you ever made anything with marzipan? Oh my gosh, I feel like you just unlocked a memory. I think I did make something with marzipan for someone years ago. It was like one time. So I think it was a macaron, I want to say. Like a long, long time ago. So I think yes, but I don't totally remember exactly what I made. How do you not eat like 5 in the morning? I've just been giving them away, but I do have. It's really funny when I go take pictures, like to have like my nice pictures and video by like over by the window and the lighting's nice. I can like half cookies everywhere because I like rip them in half, but then I also end up eating half of them at a time. Um, but yeah, it's partly because I've just been around it, so I just like because of all the baking and everything. Plus, I just want to be able to give a lot of them away, so I'm like, control yourself. You can cover fruitcake with marzipan, it's delicious. Oh, that's so true. That is true. Isn't it? There's something called like a princess cake, I think, that uses that technique, if I'm not mistaken. I heard of that. Like a princess cake, it has I don't know if everybody has this in their area, but like an I think there was like an Edorays. It's been a long time since I've been there, but I think that they do a cake that's called like a princess cake, and I think it's covered in a layer of like pink marzipan or something. Exactly, I need some. You know you're gonna get some. You know the peppermint mocha ones too. Let's see. What else? What else? Here, I'll put these over here as we're ending the live so you can see what our cookies look like. They're a little bit flatter. Just looking for that nice chew is the whole specific thing. Duh. I'm so shocked. So you don't seem like you'd want to try that. Okay. They're looking pretty good. They do look a little bit like the consistency of the ones I'm looking for. They don't look as like soft. I can tell they're starting to kind of like set a little bit on the sides. They're not completely soft bake all the way through, which is what I'm looking for. So it just gives it that extra. I'm touching them way too early. I just want to like pick one up and see if it turned out, but I need to have patience, unfortunately. I feel like I can't hear that word without ghosts popping in my head. Um, I done fruits out of marzipan and decorated an almond cake. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so true. I forgot that like you can make little shapes out of them. That is a medium that I have not really played around with very much, but that would be really cool to try and. Do you find it pretty easy to work with overall? Because I'm not a big fondant person, so I don't like a lot of little characters or shapes or stuff. Those cookies look good. Thank you so much. They are a cinnamon caramel cookie, and it's like a hard caramel, so like caramelized sugar, and then processed it in the food processor. I'll be sharing those today. Um, so if you want to see a shorts video featuring these specifically, we've just been baking off some extra dough that I made because these turned out super well, and I wanted to make some extra ones. Yes. Okay. Cool. I should play around with that a little bit more. That'd be kind of a fun one. Especially, ooh, that would be such like so cute for some cupcake toppers. I've never been a fan of fruitcake, I guess, because my parents always got them as gifts, and I thought someone must have to just like you to gift a fruitcake. I mean, valid, because this feels like, I guess, unless they're done really, really well and someone really, really likes them, then it kind of feels like, why would you gift that? um, that's really funny, actually. But yeah. Girl, you're turning me into Miss Cookie Monster. Come to the cookie side. um, yeah, I definitely. I mean, if you want more cookie ideas, then make sure to check out the rest of the shorts videos this week. However, that being said, if you slap marzipan on it, I'd give it a whirl. That is true. Yeah, I feel like that would make it extra special. Um, let's see what else. I mean, they looked like bricks, but I'll give I'll hug the marzipan for real. Let's see what else. What else? What else can I give you guys a sneak peek of? Actually, I posted it already. Look at this one. So these are the brownie cookies that I posted on Monday. So these are orange chocolate inspired by like the orange dark chocolate, like the oranges that you crack open, and I stuck little pieces on top, and I have a whole bunch of those to. Like I said, I could totally do a cookie box right now, and I can never do a cookie box because I only ever have one cookie at a time. So this would be like the perfect time for this. OMG, Terry's chocolate orange, so good. Yes, exactly. Like I rarely ever have those ever, but when I do get to have them, I love the dark chocolate one especially. So that's what that one is inspired by. And then I'll give you guys a sneak peek of the sugar cookies that I made. I had a specific Wilton baking pan, and so it makes these fun little shapes. And these are cherry cordial sugar cookies. So I shared some like itty bitty ones a few years ago, but I decided to make bigger versions this year and have it as part of our Christmas cookie week this week. So make sure to keep an eye out for those. I think that's all of our cookies. Like I said, it's been a crazy bacon week. My sweet tooth is kicking, and those are beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. And they turn out really good. Like I use the Loran cherry emulsion, and it just has like a really great flavor that makes it taste like the cherry cordials. We always have Terry's chocolate orange at Christmas time here in England. Yes, definitely. We don't have them super often. I'm in California, but it's always been one of those ones like if we have it at all, it's around the holidays, and it's like just that special little. I mean, how often do you get to like snack like chocolate on the counter and have it like break into these cool little shards of that look like an orange slice? Um, yeah, that's a lot of fun stuff we're working on. I think the only sweets I have in the house is biscotti. Oh, nice. Do you make your own or is it store bought? No judgment either way. I'm kind of curious because I guess I made the slight mistake, but not so much mistake of making my mom biscotti for Mother's Day like a year and a half ago, and since then I've been her official biscotti maker. So I literally make biscotti like every other month or so. I will eat an entire one if left unattended. I totally get you, especially for me, especially if it's the dark chocolate one. I love the dark chocolate orange one so much. Store bought, gotcha. Any particular flavor? I'm always kind of curious. I like to play around with flavors, which is why I ask. I keep wanting to touch the cookies. So definitely still soft baked. Maybe cook them for a little bit longer, but they definitely feel like they have that nice crunch on top. So maybe as they set, they're going to be more of what I'm looking for. The middle part is so good. It's just a dense lump of chocolate. Exactly. Chocolate shrapnel. The first and last time I made biscotti was in 2000 from a Martha Stewart recipe, and I almost broke a tooth. Oh gosh. Yeah, they need to be crunchy, but not to that degree. Yeah, I've been thinking like after a certain point, I need to actually take the time to like record my biscotti making to do a recipe video at some point. I have the dark chocolate almond biscotti. Ooh, that sounds really good. I like to make a variety of flavors for my mom, like not totally traditional. Like I think a recent one I did was like walnut butterscotch, and she loves when I do white chocolate macadamia. Um what else? I've done like toffee toasted coconut, so like a whole variety of flavors. Okay, I'm gonna make myself put this to the side so they can properly cool. Before I touch them. All right, let's see. Yeah, we're letting that other set bake for a while, so we shall see what happens with them. At the moment, they're still looking the same kind of soft bake thing going on, so I think I'm just gonna again cook them for longer. Do you make anything pistachio? I don't usually, but I actually just got some flavoring in that's pistachio to try and kind of play around with it a little bit. So, anything in particular I should try making with pistachio? I've never been the biggest pistachio person, but I know that it's super popular right now because of all the like Dubai chocolate stuff that people are making. Oh, I wonder if that would be good though for the biscotti, if I could use that for some of the flavoring. Pistachio cookies. I could try that for sure. I know someone that I am mutuals with on TikTok, Chloe, she makes giant cookies and sells them. And she's like a big, a lot of followers, really big business and everything like that. So it's just really cool. And she made I think two different variations of like Dubai chocolate inspired cookies. And one of them, I think she made a pistachio cookie base. And that's where I initially thought of like, oh, I should get that flavoring to try making something with pistachio. So I might give that a try. They're pretty interesting though. What else? I don't know how to add more time onto this timer. I know pistachios are pricey. Yeah, I've never been the biggest fan of pistachios, so I never go to buy them. But I think like one time I looked into it for possibly making them into a recipe, and I was like, oh my gosh. So that's why I started with the pistachio emulsion that I got, so I could give that a try because it's less pricey. Yep, those need more time. Let's stick 5 more minutes on there just to see, testing it out, if you will. Um, let's see. Other updates. Like I mentioned, I'll be doing another live on Friday. Friday is the usual day. Usually it's 10 a.m. Pacific time, but I have something going on in the morning. So we will do our live around like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll try and let you guys know through the community tab if I can beforehand what time exactly will be. I think we're going to be finishing up our peppermint mocha truffles because I have those. Some of them already scooped out, ready to go. So I think those would be a fun one to do. But besides that, let me know what other kind of stuff you guys would like to see for our lives coming up through Christmas, especially. Like I said, I'm trying to do more baking stuff to take advantage of this time of year, not just no bake stuff. And next week we have is Christmas mini cake week, so make sure to check that out in the shorts videos, the short series for the holiday series that I'm doing. And like I said, I'm doing the Christmas cookie week for this week, so make sure to check all those fun ones out. And yeah, I think that's all the updates. Anything else to pop in the chat before we hop off? Thank you so much for being so active in the chat. You guys have been really, really great today, and I really appreciate being able to talk to people instead of, like I said, just talking to myself. So, Flora, Cece, especially shout out to you guys. It's been really great chatting with you. Talk to you later and take care. Thank you so much, Cece. You too. I hope you have a great rest of your week and hope to see you soon. Um, Let me see. A few more minutes on that. Yeah. Night, Flora. Yeah, good night, everybody. Thank you again so much for being on the live. I hope you enjoyed this random bonus evening live, and let me know if you want to see more around this time in the future. But in the meantime, I am going to finish up these cookies and post some more videos. So make sure to check it out. All the rest of the fun stuff I've been mentioning, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.